Hi, this is Richard Lynch. You're watching lovelimerick.com, and this is Limerick LGBTI Pride 2016. How does it feel to be asked to be the Grand Marshal of Limerick Pride 2016?
I'm absolutely delighted. I'm so excited. I'm humbled. It's phenomenal. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful day.
And you're our first trans Grand Marshal ever, which is amazing. I'm so thrilled for you. What can you tell people watching this about trans visibility, trans rights and trans people?
Well, I think that's incredible. I think that, Limerick has taken such an incredible step forward for diversity and has proactively taken this step towards inclusion, and I think that's wonderful. So I'm really hoping that today's about celebrating all the letters, the LGBT and T, in our whole big diverse rainbow family, and that we can really, I suppose, highlight the needs of trans people as well and the rights and equality issues that we're facing, but in a celebratory and fun way. So yeah, it's going to be a wonderful day.
And people were saying to me, why do you have Pride now? Marriage equality is faster in Ireland. I've been explaining to them that globally, people aren't as lucky as us, especially trans people.
This is it. I mean, even if you look at the last little while with the shootings in Orlando, we know that we haven't achieved full equality and rights across the globe, and we need to stand in solidarity with our LGBT siblings all over. But also, I think when we think about trans rights, like here in Ireland, things are getting better with the passage of the Gender Recognition Act, but we're not all the way there yet. And certainly on a global scale, even in the first 4 months of this year, 100 trans people have been reported murdered across the globe. And, this is just despicable. It's this type of persecution and hatred that events like Pride really stand in the face of, because we come together as a community, and that's so, so important. So we need to keep doing that. It's not over yet, and we can't get complacent.
Have you been persecuted and bullied and violated and hurt?
Me and everybody else. I never ever was persecuted in my life on the 80s and 90s that I'm a transgender. Now I am, especially these little kids of what we're watching on TV. For them, we are like evil and demons for this little child. They don't want us in the world. They don't want us.
Karen, as a transgender woman living in Limerick and in Ireland, what do you think needs to change in this country?
Oh, well, more education at schools, so that I think it starts with children, and the earlier children are exposed to these things, the better. They have their babies in buggies with rainbow flags. I think the earlier people come into contact with these things, the more, in inverted commas, normal, the more everyday they become.
Does it give you a sense of freedom to walk in this parade up the streets of Limerick?
Definitely, yes, yeah. I mean, it just, when you get out on the street and dress up, it's just so, you don't want to care anyway, it's just, it gives you that sense, yeah, it does really give you that
and this is something that you can only do under circumstances, right? To be free, you can't be free as yourself all the time.
Not all the time, no. Well, I mean, I have to work and make a living, so that's just sort of a hobby, like when I come home, I just relax, and any chance I get,
But it makes you happy to express yourself?
Very happy, yeah, because I mean, I have been through a lot of bad time and that, so I got over all that, and it took me a long time actually to come out, like this and walk. I was hidden for years, so. And I said one day, I just get out, one day I get going and off, and dress up, and that's it, never look back,
Well, I'm so happy.
Time, to do that.
I'm so happy that Pride gives you freedom of expression.
It does. I love my whole life, and I go to all the festivals, and I meet lovely people, and it's nice to see people doing what they want to do and be honest with themselves, that's important.
Sarah Jane, talk to me about trans rights in Ireland. What do we need to do to move this forward so there's human equal rights for everybody?
Well, I think we've obviously come a long way in the last couple of years, and this is a great day of positivity, but we still need to keep working on it. So we still need to keep kind of focusing on making sure there's people not isolated. There's a lot of people still feeling isolated in this country, and we also need to expand our horizons, look at the international scene as well, and use our goodwill and really promote equal rights for everyone abroad.
How important do you think LGBTI pride is to Limerick?
Well, I think it's very important because we're a very welcoming city, and I'm delighted to see so many people from Limerick here today, and also a lot of visitors. And it's great for our city and great for Limerick.
And today we're trying to put the T back in LGBT. Basically, we're fighting for trans rights. Our Grand Marshal is the head of TENI, which is the Trans Equality Network of Ireland. Trans rights are very behind in Ireland. Don't you think everyone should have equal rights?
Absolutely, everybody should have equal rights, and not just in Ireland but throughout the world. I think I heard yourself on this morning about, in many countries there's still very serious discrimination and lack of human rights for gay people, and I hope that they'll grow up as well as Ireland did.
So here we are, Broden. We're just leaving, marching up O'Connell Street. How does it feel to be our first trans Grand Marshal of all time, Broden?
Woo! Look at these crowds. This is absolutely phenomenal. It's really, I don't even have the words. It's such a amazing feeling to be leading everyone like this. So,
well, you're an amazing role model for this country, and we're thrilled to have you, Broden. Happy Pride! We are here with Miles Breen, a Limerick Pride legend. Miles, how does it feel to see Pride this year walking up the streets of Limerick with emphasis on trans rights?
It's brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, I'm too old now to walk, so I'm just going to watch them pass by. So, happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride! Oh my God, I could shit myself with happiness right now that you are here. This needed to be done. Absolutely. How did that feel, bro, to lead the parade?
Absolutely amazing. That was my best pride ever. Absolutely.
Yay! Limerick Pride! And it didn't rain! Thank you, Whitney Houston. I really appreciate you. It didn't rain. Thank you, Whitney. Thank you, Whitney Houston. Thank you. Happy Pride! It's magical. Oh my God, this is so magical. I love it. It's magical, children. It's magical, people. Hi, guys. How are you?
Chairperson of Limerick Pride 2016, Lisa Daly.
Thank you guys. First of all, happy Limerick Pride 2016. I'm delighted that we're here in the beautiful gardens of the Hunt Museum, so I'd like to thank Naomi and Richard personally for getting us this gardens. We wanted to highlight the river in a positive ways also, so that's why we're here today with Andrew Marquis. So I really hope you enjoyed all the lineup of events throughout the week. We really tried to spread it out throughout Limerick. Our hashtag this year, as you know, is United Colours of Limerick. It was called United Colours of Limerick for a reason, and that was for us all to stand together, because together we are stronger. But I also want them to also remember why you're here today. And you're here today because of Stonewall, so learn your history. So, and respect the generations before ye that have fought for your rights and keep fighting for your rights. We are stronger together, so please stand together, okay? Thank you. Next up is Richard, my parent. Thank you very much.
So when we decided to have Pride this year, especially after the shootings in Orlando, we really wanted to make a statement about who we were choosing to lead our parade. This is not just a party. I think all of you know all the horrors happen in the world right now, whether it's in Nice, in Turkey, or Orlando. The one thing that unifies everyone is that all our shit is the same colour. We're all the same. Can I have an amen? Can I have a round of applause for being the same, please? It doesn't matter if you're gay, bisexual, lesbian, transgendered, if you're not loving the person next to you. And that includes everyone in Limerick deserves to be treated equally. None of us are better than anyone else. If any of you want to be involved in Pride, you have to step forward and make your presence felt. And when we chose our Grand Marshal for this year's Pride, we wanted to choose a person who was actually living human rights for everybody else. It wasn't just about being lesbian, bisexual, transgender, gay. It was about being a human being and having equal rights for everyone. And that's why we chose this remarkable human being, a person that is actually living what we all speak about on a day-to-day basis. And the person that led our Pride Parade today is the CEO of the Transgender Equality Network Ireland, because we aim this year to put the T back in LGBT. Can we give trans people a round of applause, please? And people asked us last year, oh, now that you've marriage equality, you're no longer going to need a parade. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. All around the world, people are not as fortunate as us. There is not human rights globally around the world. We are very fortunate people in Limerick and Ireland. Without further ado, I want a huge round of applause to this amazing person. Can we put our hands together for the CEO of Tenny, Broden Gia? Brody, please, a round of applause, please! Broden, we love you, you're amazing!
We can't forget that Pride is political. We need to remember that Pride started on one night back in 1969 in New York City in Stonewall. And absolutely. Woo. And we need to remember it was those people throwing the first bricks, throwing the first bottles, often whom were trans women of color, on the front lines, who were sick of being criminalized, sick of being discriminated against, and sick of being stigmatized. And they said, enough is enough. I think there's no doubt that in those last 47 years, we've come so far for LGBT rights in this country and abroad. And I remember on the night of the referendum thinking this really is the moment for this country. And I remember that hope and anxiety that I felt leading into the next day, and then that collective sigh of relief that we could all share when we found the results. And it was such an incredible moment. And I want to thank all the individuals and organizations out there who made that happen, because I think it's safe to say that we all made that happen. Some of you may or may not be familiar with the trans community's great victory, which also happened last year, and that was the passage of the Gender Recognition Act. And in fact, we're here on the anniversary of that act. And that has been such an incredible moment for the trans community here in Ireland, because what it means is that trans people can finally be legally recognized for who we truly are. I think that deserves a cheer. And in that past year, we've found that there's 149 people who have been able to be legally recognized. And I think for those of you out there who aren't trans, I think it's important to kind of think about it. For us, this was our moment of decriminalization. So the decriminalization of homosexuality in 1993 changed everything for the LGBT community. And the passage of the Gender Recognition Act, this was our moment too. So can we get a big cheer for that? So I suppose I'm very, very proud of how far our community has come. And I think there's absolutely so much to celebrate. But it's really important that we don't stop fighting. We can't stop and we can't get complacent. Because equality isn't just on headlines. It's not just in the paper. It's not just some idea. It's something that we need to live day in, day out. And we know in Ireland that there's still homophobic and transphobic bullying in our schools. We know there's still discrimination in the workplace. We know that some of us experience violence, harassment, and abuse in the streets or in our homes. We know that this still happens. And we also know that the impact that can have is give us poor mental health, and we have way too high rates of suicide and self-harm in our communities. And this needs to change, because there is still state-sanctioned homophobia across the globe. There are still 74 countries where being gay is criminalized, and 13 countries where it is punishable by death. And for the trans community, the situation is also pretty bleak. In the first 4 months of this year, 100 trans people were reported murdered globally. And there's 24 countries across Europe that still require trans people to be sterilized before they can be legally recognized. So we absolutely have so much work to do, and we need to stand with the international LGBT community to fight against these injustices. But I think we must also look within, because despite all these changes, and despite the outside world, there's still a lot of work that we need to do within our community. And Richard said a little bit earlier, there's a lot of work to be done on the T. I think for a lot of us as trans people, we find that it's LGB and little t. And what we need to do, and what we are doing today, is bring the big T back into LGBT. Because we are a family, and we need to stick together. So today is the perfect day for me to call on you to stand with us. And I'm asking you to join Tenny, help us fight for our rights and campaign. We need each and every one of you to help make that change. We're a small community, we need to work together. So help us stand up against transphobia, help us fight for new gender recognition legislation that includes all members of our community, and help us make actual, real change. What do we want? When do we want them? Now! That was brilliant. Thank you so much. Have a phenomenal Pride.
Can we give Broden one last massive round of applause, please? The amazing, amazing, amazing Broden, Jim Broden.
Doesn't matter who's the man or the woman, by the way. Right. Really on this one, because it's the cha-cha-cha. It's all in the hips, lads, all right? All in the hips. And then you come forward, I go back, and 1, 2, cha-cha-cha.
This is Richard Lynch. You've been watching ilovelimerick.com, and this has been Limerick LGBTI Pride 2016. We'll see you soon.